So I recently bought this knife, or like a week or two ago I bought this knife, and back then it was around 720 euros, 730. I actually bought it for a bit cheaper, for around 710, but now it's already up to 800 euros in just a couple weeks. Like literally, this is an entire month. Like last month, like literally a month ago, it was 670 euros, and now it's 796, nearly 800. That's 130 euros profit in 1 month. So then I started checking, like, right, what's happening? So I went to sort my items for price. I trade a lot of knives, so I have a lot of different, like, for example, this M9 bayonet. Let's check the price trend in the last month. And yes, same thing. It started at 408 euros, and it went to 700 nearly. That's almost 200 and... That's nearly 300 euros. A bit less, but nearly 300 euros for this knife. Different one, right? Let's go... Specialist gloves emerald web. Maybe it's also high tier gloves, right? Price trend. In 1 month. Okay, this one is gone from... Okay, this is a bit harder to... Well, like... In general, gloves are a bit worse to check, because, especially field-tested ones, because field-tested ones can sell for hundreds of euros more if they have a good float. Like, mine, of course, also have a good float. So it's hard to price check them, but look, the bottom ones were selling for 470, and now they are selling for 500, 600, so those also went up. Let's check a slightly cheaper knife, like this Stella knife. In just 1 month, remember, or at least like a couple weeks. Look, last week it's been kind of steady, but look, this is 1 month. In 1 month it went from 230 to... Okay, let's take this. 270. So that's still 40, 50 bucks profit in a month on a Talon Knife Rust Coat Battles card. So, is this all of them? Is it like also like very cheap knives? Like, let's check these Shadow Daggers. They are normally not that expensive, but you know... A lot of people will have these. Okay, so last month they didn't sell quite a lot. But there is an increase, 55 to 57. Okay, that's not that much. So what about this? This is a very well liked knife. This is like really cheap still. It's under 100 euros. And it sells often, which is important for this. Yes, you see, even in the cheap knives. So what happened? 90 to... Like, this is still like $6 profit. Like when you check last 6 months, most of the growth is in the last month. Like there is more, but this is more flatlining back here. What is happening? So then I wanted to check other items on buff, for example, expensive stuff. So let's check a Dragon Lore, not a souvenir one. Let's check a regular one. Yes, 4.5k. I remember checking Dragon Lores back in the day, and they were like 3k, and then they went to 3.5k. Whoa. I remember back when Float, like, field tested just like a year ago, was like 3k. So what happened? In the last month, field tested Dragon Lores went from, well, 4,300 to 4,600. And 4,500. Like, they went up. And when we check, like, last half a year, it's crazy. You see, like 3,500. It was half a year ago, and now 4.5. What is happening? The CSGO market is going crazy, and it's all due to this. These are the CSGO player numbers, and well, you can just see the increase we've had. It's just insane that we've had the highest player numbers of all time happen right now when there's not really much going on. And well, more people playing the game means more demand for skins. Which means higher prices. That's why the M4A4s jumped a lot in price, and that's why the M4A1Ss did go down a bit, but not as much, which sounds weird, but it's actually normal. People just bought into the M4A4s, and people didn't sell off their M4A1Ss as much. There's just a lot of people buying in. Like, we can check any random knife. Let's literally just go a range of 400 to 500 euros. We'll get a random item. The first knife I see, I'll click, yeah. Bayonet Tiger Tooth, for example. This is just random what buff says, okay? So, price trend. This should be like a fairly popular knife. Last month, this thing went up in 1 month from 3 380 to 430 in 1 month. In the last half a year, it went from 315 to 429. That's more than 100 euros. That's 115 euros, which is nearly... That's like 30 to 40% profit in half a year on a knife. Knives used to be like very low tier investments. Like they would grow slowly over time. They would be very reliable, of course, but they would also not grow as much. But now they just do. This is insane, and it's still happening. Imagine what happens when Valve releases an operation and the game actually becomes popular again and people start hyping it up even more. Like, what would happen? We explode. There won't be enough skins around. We're going towards a skin shortage. It's looking like that. And Valve are also slowing down the amount of operations, as it looks right now, which is good. It means less supply, but less supply combined with more demand means the price has to go up. So this is gonna be crazy. Once again, CSGO market is just an insane place to be. I think even regular skins just go up. Like, let's look for an AK Redline, for example, right? Regular skins. And let's see the price trend on this for like the last 6 months, because it's... Yes, even this went up. It is as subtle. Oh, it's not subtle at all. It looks subtle. It's 16 euros to 21 almost. A bit less. Like, let's say 4.5 euros profit. Over 6 months in a liquid skin. This is a liquid skin. Something is going on. This has never happened before. This is crazy. It looks like almost any skin is a good investment nowadays, just by the sheer amount of people joining the market. Anyway, it looks like we're in for a treat as long as we're in the CSGO market.